Hello, my name is Shajil Khwaja, and in today's short subject matter video, we're going to debunk a specific evolutionary argument being used falsely to support polygamous relationships exclusively for males. In current times, there's this viral idea regarding males having the evolutionary permission to having open relationships, while females have evolved to stay in close relationships. Before we divulge into the structure of this supporting argument, note that my goal is not to provide my opinion on whether that claim is right or wrong, but simply point out the fallacy in this single specific evolutionary argument, which is being used to justify this conclusion or idea. So this specific evolutionary argument goes something like this. Premise 1. Men can impregnate multiple women without having to wait, pretty much having the ability to participate in procreation without waiting. Women, and this is premise 2, women can only be pregnant once at a time and must wait until initial pregnancy is over to get pregnant again and continue the cycle of delivering an offspring until she no longer capable of. Conclusion. Thus, males have naturally evolved to have multiple sexual partners at once and be in polygamous relationships, while women have not. Now, in order to showcase the convenient fallacy in this argument, we must start by looking at the two scientific purposes to human life as per Darwinism or evolution. First is to survive, and second is to reproduce, to preserve our species lineage. If you take either one of these components away, the human species will eventually cease to exist. So, as I mentioned before, the problem is not really with the argument of evolution, but how it is being used falsely to arrive at the conclusion. When men in these communities are talking about open relationships only exclusively for males, they're talking about their ability to have sexual intercourse or having the freedom to have sexual intercourse with multiple women and not with the purpose of procreating with them, which is one of the main reasons why we have evolved the way we have evolved. Purpose number 2, the purpose to reproduce and extend our human lineage through offspring. These males are prioritizing pleasure while completely excluding procreation. Evolution teaches us that our ancestor males were wired to procreate and protect their offspring to continue their lineage. There's in fact some strong theories about human males investing their time to take care of their offspring and protecting them, while this is something that has been absent in other mammals. So it seems that for this modern narrative of males having nature's permission to be polygamous due to how we have evolved biologically is only being used partially up until the point where it is allowing men to have sexual intercourse with other women, but it conveniently stops being used when it's time to release the semen with a purpose to procreate. So this is exactly where the evolutionary argument for this conclusion falls apart, and there is no supporting bridge between the conclusion and the premises. On the contrary, it would be logically consistent if the believers of this argument would fornicate with the purpose of procreation, but due to the hefty responsibility to nurture their offspring that comes after the fact, I highly doubt they would want to stay consistent and follow through with the act just to prove a point. Lastly, I will leave you all with some final thoughts for further pondering. First is that our evolution is not the end all be all. For example, humans in current time don't only want to survive, but also thrive. We can create our own purposes and work towards them to become happier and more satisfied with our lives. Second is that human evolution is an ongoing process. To suggest that we must behave the way we have evolved up until now is not wholly correct because our future evolutionary byproduct will be different than today by definition. And that byproduct will be the subject of the changes in the way we live today compared to our past selves. Think about how humans will have evolved in a century from today. What about a millennia? How about 1,000 centuries? With that, I would like to conclude this video, and I hope you learned something new today. Thank you.